We've had a look at the numbers. We've looked through the report. It's quite extraordinary, really. How do you assess and explain the resilience shown by Israeli tech companies during this time of crisis, during this ongoing conflict?
I think, Dan, exactly as you said, it's remarkable to see the resilience of the high-tech sector, despite all the challenges that, us as a nation and as individuals had to cope with in the past year. And I think what you see here is really how much, over the last 3 decades, Israel has become a leading global innovation hub and a strategic place for multinational corporates, global investors, customers, and partners alike. So the numbers shown actually at our report grew since the publishing of the report, and is actually over $10 billion of venture funding going into Israeli startups since last year. This represents the fact that global investors, venture capital firms, private equity, find the talent and the type of innovation existing in Israel as strategic to their business.
Fascinating, and the numbers are on our screen right now. $7.8 billion across 577 rounds. So $7.8 billion, that's despite the war. How are companies attracting such significant investments in the midst of this conflict? What is the secret sauce, so to speak?
Yeah, I think, I sometimes say, Dan, that it took Israel 30 years to become an instant success. It was a journey. It was a journey throughout. We managed to build one of the world's leading global ecosystem. And a big part of that is the fact that from the very early days, the Israeli market has been tightly coupled with the global value chain. So, for example, unlike tourism or other sectors of economy that have been largely impacted by the war, the Israeli high-tech serves the global market. And as such, the demand side wasn't hurt. The global enterprises, customers, consumers are still very much interested in what Israeli technologists and innovators can offer. In addition to that, most of the Israeli high-tech, over 90%, is software companies, and therefore supply chain disruptions or other implications of the war are less imminent as such. And maybe the last element that I would mention is the fact that 98% of Israeli high-tech is located in the center of the country, which is not much of a war zone. So if you add to that the spirit shown by the CEOs that really managed to do whatever it takes and deliver no matter what, and sometimes it meant shifting priorities, sometimes it meant shifting activities and using other teams. Many of the Israeli companies are actually global companies and therefore had the flexibility to shift those activities. It really tells you the story of resilience, not underestimating the impact of the war. A lot of the people have been enlisted to active reserve duty. There's an emotional toll, of course, as well. But what we see really is that, that ability of the management and the confidence of multinational companies in what Israel high-tech can offer. You mentioned a few items ago, you talked about NVIDIA and the AI market. NVIDIA, this passing year, has spent over $1 billion acquiring Israeli companies. Same numbers from SAP, from Salesforce, from Palo Alto Networks, and other companies. This again shows the confidence in what Israel's innovators can offer and how much that is important to the large companies' growth and to the global economy.